Coming up on Sportsource, Georgia women's tennis is serving up the dominance. Can they keep the momentum going? We've got the inside scoop. And a new team, a hot start, and a city rallying behind them. The Athens Rock Lobsters are making history in their debut season. How are they stacking up, and what's next on the ice? We've got the latest. Plus, 26.2 miles, countless steps, and maybe a few regrets. The Classic City Marathon put runners to the test. Who pushed through the pain, who sprinted to glory, and who's already signing up for next year? Sportsource starts now. Welcome to Sportsource. I'm your host, Wesley Branch. We begin today's show right here in Athens with UGA women's tennis. They're off to a scorching start this season. Though it's still early, the Bulldogs remain undefeated, securing victories in dominant fashion. Sportsource reporter Ansley Gavlak joins us now with more on their impressive performance. Ansley?
Thanks, Wesley. A lot of students and fans might not realize it, but Georgia isn't just about football. Its women's tennis team is making big waves too. Right now, they're sitting at #1 in the nation for the first time since April 2019. It hasn't been an easy road to the top, but this team is proving they've earned every bit of the spotlight. The University of Georgia has been home to an elite tennis program for quite some time. But right now, the Bulldogs are hotter than ever, holding the #1 spot in the nation for the first time since 2019. Although this team is a talented bunch, it took lots of hard work and perseverance to get to where they stand today.
But if you take something like Dasha, where she didn't even make the NCAA tournament her freshman year, and she's gradually gotten better and better, I think it's a pretty good reflection of what's happened with the others as well.
Senior Dasha Vidmanova is currently ranked as the #1 singles player in the nation. She's also the first person in Georgia women's tennis history to claim both an NCAA doubles and singles national title.
Just to win that tournament and knowing that we're the first ones to do it for Georgia, it was a great feeling. And to do it kind of in the same year in singles, and just knowing that it's forever going to be like an achievement and I will have that trophy.
Vidmanova isn't the only player making her way up the totem pole. Junior Anastasia Lopata had a breakout performance last year in the NCAA singles championship.
She was the #9 alternate going into the tournament. And then, I remember sitting in the van and I told her, I was like, Nas, if they don't want you to win this tournament, they better not let you in.
And Bernstein was right. Lopata got into the tournament and unexpectedly made it all the way to the finals.
Yeah, I was just didn't really thinking about the next round. I was just thinking, oh, okay, I played this one now. Maybe it would be cool if I beat her. And I beat her, and then I was playing the next #1 from UNC. I was like, oh, she's really good. She won All-American tournament and stuff. It would be cool to beat her, and then just one by one like that.
Although they may not get as much recognition as the Georgia football or basketball teams, this team is more than grateful for the support that they do receive.
I think it's very the community that there is around women's tennis or tennis in general. I think it's very personal, and people really come to watch you and they know who you are.
Just tell people, come out to a match and I'm pretty sure you'll come back again.
And fans will have the opportunity to do so this Saturday when Georgia takes on #9 UNC. For the Carmichael Sports Media Institute, I'm Ansley Gavlak. They may only be 3 matches in, but it's already clear this team is in it for the long haul. With their grit, talent, and determination, the Bulldogs are a force to be reckoned with. Back to you, Wesley.
Thanks, Ansley. As Georgia's women's tennis team continues to dominate on the court, another fierce matchup is set to unfold, this time on the high school hardwood. It's time for our Game of the Week. Joining me now with a preview are Sportsource analysts Frankie Hennessy and Jet Rawls.
Wes, it's a showdown with plenty on the line. North Oconee is rolling through the region, but East Forsyth is out for revenge.
Can the Broncos flip the script at home, or will the Titans' size and dominance be too much to handle? When we come back, we're breaking it all down. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Sportsource. We've got a big-time showdown on our hands as North Oconee takes on East Forsyth in boys basketball. The Titans have been unstoppable in region play, but the Broncos are looking for some payback on their home court. Can East Forsyth pull off the upset, or will North Oconee's dominance continue? To break it all down, I'm joined by our Sportsource analysts Frankie Hennessy and Jet Rawls. Guys, what can we expect from this matchup?
We are primed for a tough region matchup as the North Oconee Titans hit the road to stay dominant in Quad A Region 8 against an East Forsyth team that has revenge on their mind. In the last meeting on January 7th, the Broncos were smothered offensively, and their 61-42 loss to the division-leading Titans was a season low. That loss to North Oconee was the fourth in the Titans' unconquered head-to-head record against East Forsyth. Can they cast out their demons and steal a win?
North Oconee has been aggressive offensively, and their size advantage, especially in the post, gives them an edge that simply proved to be too much in their last matchup at the beginning of January. Of course, the Broncos aren't the only ones feeling it. Since the Titans are sitting at 10-0 in the region, their dominance has not gone unnoticed. However, the Titans can struggle on turnovers, giving up 15 in their last matchup with the Broncos, and it very well could be their downfall.
Jet, if the Broncos want to capitalize on those turnovers, who do they need to step up?
If the Broncos want to avenge their loss from this month, they'll need to capitalize on foul shots and turnovers. As Frankie said, North Oconee can sometimes play the ball out of their hands, and East Forsyth has to take advantage. If they can keep the game close until the final minutes, they've got a good shot. Now, who are the players that can get them there? I'd say look for junior stars Hunter Holbrook and Tyler Lesh. Lesh has notched 5 straight double-digit performances leading up to tonight. In the team's first matchup with the Titans, he was held scoreless. In a similar story for Holbrook, against Madison County, he drained 17 points and 5 steals, but was held to just 3 against North Oconee.
Frankie, who should we be watching for North Oconee?
Like I said earlier, the Titans dominate in size, and Banks Porcher and Kamari Brooks keep any opponent on their toes. North Oconee is going to rely heavily on the pair, and I think if East Forsyth wants any shot at taking this game, they're going to need to shut them down quick. Between the two of them, they had 32 points in the last game against East Forsyth, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
We got a pretty good size advantage, so we'll definitely be trying to get the ball to our forwards down low and try to sort of play inside out. And I think we're a good running team, so we want to get out and transition when we can, and just make sure that at the same time we're getting back and contesting shots and rebounding well. So strategically, we want to move the ball and take good shots and try to go inside out, and I think that gives us the best chance to be successful.
How much does home court matter for East Forsyth in this one?
Well, East Forsyth has gone 6-3 at home, while on the road they've sat at 4-4.
Not to mention, North Oconee's only 2 losses have both been road games.
So does that give East Forsyth the edge to finally get over the hump?
Do I think that Broncos have the team to play spoiler? Absolutely. East Forsyth has shown that they're a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end. If they can find a way to control the boards and nab a few turnovers, I trust their offense to make open looks and take the win at home. But that's easier said than done, though, and North Oconee is playing for more than just a region championship. They're contending for top seeding in the Quad A playoffs. I'm taking the Titans on the road, 68-63.
I think ball security is going to be a huge factor in this game, as both teams have struggled back and forth with turnovers. I'm predicting that East Forsyth will hold their defensive line well, but that the Titans, especially Porcher and Brooks, are going to prove to be too much to handle in the end. I'm going 65-53, North Oconee.
We'll see if the Titans pull it off. Thanks for your analysis. Coming up on Sportsource, Athens' first pro team is making waves. A look at their hot start and what's ahead next. And later, 26.2 miles of sweat, determination, and maybe a little regret. Athens Classic City Marathon put runners to the test. From personal bests to just trying to survive, we've got the highs, lows, and plenty of sore legs. Don't go away. Sportsource returns after this short break. Welcome back to Sportsource. The Athens Rock Lobsters' debut season is officially underway, with team captain Carter Shankurik leading the charge. Sportsource reporter Skylar DeLuca caught up with Carter to discuss his role as a captain, his journey as a player, and the team's progress so far. And she joins us now with more. Skylar?
Thanks, Leslie. The Athens Rock Lobsters have taken the Classic City by storm, making history as Athens' first professional sports team. With a brand new home at Aiken Sport Arena, the team is settling in and making waves in their inaugural FPHL season. I had the chance to catch up with team captain Carter Shankurik, a seasoned veteran with multiple league honors. Beyond his impact on the ice, he is helping shape the team's identity and build strong ties with the community. We talked about his leadership, his journey, and what this season means for the Rock Lobsters. Here's what he had to say. As the captain of the Athens Rock Lobsters, what does it mean to lead the team in their first season, especially in a brand new arena?
I think there's just a responsibility to kind of show the younger players how, conduct yourself on a day-to-day basis and, set the standards and the culture and trying to just kind of be a voice of the organization and, show the younger players and even the older players what it means to be a Rock Lobster.
Coming from Canada and having played in multiple cities, how has the transition been to Athens for you both on and off the ice?
On the ice, when you're playing in front of this beautiful building, it's definitely, big crowds. Not everyone's used to that, but, off the ice, I've lived in southern markets before, so used to kind of the southern hospitality and stuff like that. I think some younger players up north are getting a, warm welcome to what life in the south is all about and why it's so desirable to play down here.
What is the atmosphere like in the locker room with the brand new team, and how have you worked to build team chemistry?
We try to do a lot of off-ice team events, get together, whether, it's going for lunch or doing some, golf, movies, restaurants, anything. We have, little apartment nights and get the team together. So, I'm a believer, the more you spend time with each other, the more, the team's going to be closer. But, we have a mix of older guys, younger guys, people from Europe, people from all over the world. So every day it's fun. We have a light group and, it's supposed to be fun. We definitely make it fun.
As a veteran player, how do you hope to leave your mark on the Athens Rock Lobsters and the FPHL as a whole?
It's not necessarily my mark, but I think the team, wants a championship in the first season. I mean, everyone's here for a reason. It's not just to kind of get hockey going in Athens. That's part of the, the picture. But for everyone here, we have one goal in mind, is to win a championship. So if we can do that in the first season and, I could be a part of that team who does it, I'd be, a fantastic goal to achieve.
And the Athens Rock Lobsters are creating excitement in Athens. What is your message to the fans, and how important is their support this season?
Come out to the games. They're a fun atmosphere. We have lots of goals, lots of fights, and we have a tough team. And I guarantee anyone who comes one game, they'll be hooked on it. It's happened throughout my whole entire career. Hockey's an awesome, high entertainment, fast-paced game. So come out, support the local team, and we'll put on a good show for you for sure.
Thanks, Carter. The Rock Lobsters are off to an impressive start in their first season, sitting at 19-6 with a .667 win percentage. Fans are in for a treat this weekend at Athens Arena with 3 exciting themed games. Greek Night tonight at 8:05 p.m., Stick It to Cancer Night on February 1st at 7:05 p.m., and Pucks and Paws on February 2nd at 4 p.m. With Carter Shinkurek leading the charge, this season is already shaping up to be something special. Back to you, Wes.
Thanks, Skylar. Coming up on Sportsource, Georgia Gymnastics is flipping into SEC competition.
But can the Gym Dogs clean up their landings and climb the rankings?
When Sportsource returns, we're breaking down the team's strength, struggles, and what to watch for as they take on Alabama. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Sportsource. Up next, we're jumping into Georgia Gymnastics as conference competition gets underway. Joining me now to break it all down are Sportsource analysts Nigel Whittington and Aiden Daly.
Wes, it feels like the gymnastics season just started, and well, it kind of did. We're only 2 weeks in, and the Gym Dogs are already heading into SEC play. That means they have very little time to fine-tune their routines before facing some of the toughest competition in the country.
Exactly, Nigel. Right now, Georgia sits at 2-3, and the team is looking to hit their stride as they enter SEC matchups. We've already seen some clear strengths and weaknesses emerge, so let's take a look at what to expect from the 12th-ranked Gym Dogs.
The Georgia Gymnastics team just entered its 25th season with a new look led by first-year co-head coaches Cecile Cancato-Landy and Ryan Roberts.
Once a powerhouse in college gymnastics, the 10-time national champions have faced disappointing results in recent seasons, but are aiming to reclaim their place among the nation's elite.
Gym Dogs are currently ranked in the nation's top 8 for both bars and vault. The coaching duo is dedicated to strengthening the team's confidence and refining their skills.
The Georgia Gym Dogs are showing the world that they are officially back.
Analysts, for those who might not be familiar, can you break down how scoring works and what Georgia needs to improve?
Of course, Wes. A gymnastics meet consists of 4 events: vault, uneven bars, balance beam, and floor. Each team has 6 athletes compete in every event, but only the top 5 scores count. That way, one lower score gets dropped, helping teams stay competitive even if someone has a mistake.
Then, those event scores are added up for the final team score. The team with the highest total wins the meet. But what makes gymnastics different from most sports is that it's not about just completing the routine. You have to execute it perfectly. Judges look at difficulty, form, and most importantly, landings. A small step or wobble can mean the difference between winning and losing.
And beyond the team scores, there are individual event winners too. The highest score in each event takes the title, and gymnasts who compete in all 4 events have a shot at the all-around title. Georgia's Addie Wall became the first gym dog this season to compete in the all-around, which shows she has both versatility and consistency.
Speaking of consistency, that's been one of Georgia's biggest struggles so far. If there's one area holding them back, it's landings. Across multiple meets, the gym dogs have had issues sticking their landings, leading to deductions that add up fast, especially on beam and floor.
That's right, balance beam and floor have been Georgia's weak spots this season. In their last meet, they scored 49.0 on the floor, which is 0.3 points below last year's average. And keep in mind, that average already needed improvement. These small mistakes may not seem like much, but in a sport where tenths of a point separate teams, they make all the difference.
But on the flip side, Georgia's been dominant on vault and uneven bars. These have been their strongest events, with some of their highest scorers coming from these routines. The key difference? Their vault and bars routines are clean, fluid, and they're nailing those landings.
And what's been really exciting is seeing younger gymnasts step up in these events. Freshman Nyla Aquino has already made a huge impact, scoring a career-best 9.925 on vault against Florida last Friday. That's an incredible score, especially for a freshman, and it shows that Georgia has some serious potential for the future.
I know she wants to get toward that 10-0, which she can achieve, I think, this season. So she's been working on the details, and we got some feedback from the judges from the first 2-3 meets. So working on that, and I can see in her eyes that she really wants to be one of the best vaulter in the country.
My goal is to get a 10. My goal is to get a 10, but at the end of the day, my goal is to just be happy with where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Not to settle, but to be hungry, be happy. And again, just it's all about trust, trusting in myself. So if I can go in every single weekend with, a good routine, a solid routine, and being able to build on that every week, I will be so happy with myself and more than proud. I'm already proud of where what I've done so far. So I'm just excited to see where it goes.
Looking ahead, the biggest question for Georgia is whether they can clean up their landings on beam and floor while continuing to dominate on vault and bars. If they can make those adjustments, they'll be in a much stronger position heading into SEC play.
And they'll get their chance tonight when they take on Alabama at 7 p.m. in Stegman Coliseum. It's going to be a huge test for the Gym Dogs, and they'll be looking to put everything they've been working on into action. You don't want to miss it.
Coming up on Sportsource, marathon runners hit the streets of Athens. Who conquered the course, who hit the wall, and who's just here for the post-race snacks? We've got it all. Next, we're back after this short break. Welcome back to Sportsource. This past weekend, Athens welcomed runners from near and far for the Classic City Marathon. Whether chasing a personal best or just trying to make it to the finish line, every participant had a story to tell. Sportsource reporter Kylie Sharp was there to catch up with the runners as they took their final strides and celebrated their achievements.
That's right, Wes. On Saturday, runners from all over took to the streets for the second annual Lululemon Classic City Marathon because apparently 26.2 miles of voluntary suffering is a good time. The race kicked off on North Thomas Street, winding through Athens for the full marathon experience. Take a look at the route. Afterward, I caught up with some runners to see how they were feeling. Spoiler alert, a lot of sweat, sore legs, and some questionable life choices.
After 26.2 miles, how does it feel to be here right now?
A relief.
I'm sure. And then when it got tough on the course, what pushed you through to the end?
Knowing that my wife was here and that there was a party at the end.
Definitely.
And the finish line. This is my 27th marathon. Oh, wow. And so the finish line is what pushes me every time.
After 26.2 miles, how does it feel to be here?
It feels great, but it hurts a lot. A lot.
When it got tough, what pushed you through to the end?
Oh, my friends ran me up the hills.
After 26.2 miles, how does it feel to be here right now?
Crazy, kind of supernatural. I believe God gave me the training and ability to do this when I had not trained prior to September, and just felt Him with me, and it was great, beautiful weather, great town, so I'm grateful.
When it got tough there on the course, what pushed you through to the end?
Prayer. I was praying for different family members and friends every mile, and the supporters in the streets and the town and all the volunteers just kept cheering you on, and even the police officers were kind and yeah, it was a great support in the town.
After 26.2 miles, how does it feel to be here right now?
Amazing. Amazing.
And when it got tough there on the course, what pushed you through to the end?
Prayers. Lots of prayers.
After 26.2 miles, how does it feel to be here right now?
It feels really, really good. We came up from Florida, and I did not know that didn't know if I'd be able to complete it today, so I was really happy to finish. It feels awesome.
When it got tough, what pushed you through to the end?
My friends, and I met a girl out on the course. She's a student here, and so this was her second marathon, and we just chatted and pushed each other up the hill. So it was fun.
After 26.2 miles, how does it feel to be here right now?
It was really hard. I trained, but I don't know if I trained enough, but that's okay. And I feel really good about getting it done.
What an accomplishment. And for those who weren't quite up to the full 26.2 miles of pain, I mean glory, there was also a half marathon and a marathon relay. So what do you think? Will you be up to the challenge next year? No pressure, but I hear carbo loading is the best part. Back to you, Wes.
Great job, Kylie. Whether you're lacing up for a marathon or just cheering from the sidelines, there's no shortage of incredible moments in the world of sports. That's all for this edition of Sportsource, but we'll be back next week with more action, highlights, and maybe a little less exhaustion. See you then. Have a good weekend.